What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM, coming to you live-ish on another windy Tuesday morning here, the 28th day of November 2023. It's Tuesday, and on Tuesday, we look at toys. Specifically, Games Workshop toys. Big, stompy Imperial mechs. Why? Lots of reasons. One, because I'm pandering to the general population. Two, because I just like looking at them. They're cool. I wish I had the talent to paint and build these things. So let's see what the latest news, weather, and nonsense from our friends over at Games Workshop is this week as we go into the Mech holidays. Strangely enough, not a lot. Okay, so let's see. For Warhammer Age of Sigmar, we have something called the Flesh Eater's Court. Get the latest royal news straight from the writers. So what is this? This is just updates for what's going on with the future of Warhammer from each of the creators. So it looks like there's some changes coming to the Warhammer Age of Sigmar lore and possibly, most likely, some new Age of Sigmar centered fiction. Looks like we've got a new rule coming out called Chivalry, and another new rule calling Contagious, and something else, some new creature types for things. It's for a skirmish miniature game, they do, so much lore, so much consistent lore, as opposed to maybe other game companies. So if you're interested in seeing the latest updates on the Warhammer Age of Sigmar lore from the writers themselves and how it's going to affect Age of Sigmar standard organized play in 2024, this article right here is available for readings for those of you who can read, unless you're like me and you can't read. Available on the site. Moving on. Cheerleaders. Cheerleaders are back in Blood Bowl. I didn't know cheerleaders had gone away. Ooh, he looks cool. Oh, wow. Okay, I know he's a Blood Bowl specific dude, but can you imagine throwing this down at a D&D or other fantasy type game? It's like, bam, armored. I mean, you wouldn't have to add the numbers and he would just be an armored minotaur with lobster claws. Lobster claws? Yeah, lobster. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, lobster. Yeah, is that intentional, or is that just what they think the gloves that the Blood Bowl players would wear is vaguely lobsterish because the Minotaur's normal amazing 5-digit 1d10 damage dealing fists aren't enough? They're like, here, put on these lobster claws, which will make it impossible for you to. How do you grab the ball with these? Because these spikes would just pop. Yeah, lobster gloves don't make sense. But other than that, he is just amazing looking. So there's some errata. We've got rules for referees being back in the game, which seems sort of pointless other than they look good. Same with cheerleaders. Do cheerleaders actually add anything to the Blood Bowl play, or are they just there to look cool? Look at this. One of their pom-poms is the decapitated head of another cheerleader. That's cool. Now we've got what looks like tiefling cheerleaders. See, these could be bad guys too. And I guess these are the closest things orcs have to cheerleaders. Just like, get in there, you blah, blah, blah. And then some normal poor human cheerleaders are just like, oh my God, we're going to get killed. So cheerleaders are back. Another episode in the D-Red Gabo comic. This has been updated every week, going straight through Christmas. Let's see, for your Warhammer organized play, we've got this month's coins and miniature rewards. We've got this standard looking Stompy Imperial Mech coming out. This is a new contest they're doing where you can do paint the armored vehicle. This is a contest running through the 2nd of December. This is the paints you get to work with this time around. This is the suggested paint. Here is this month's collectible coins for those of you in organized play. and this month's collectible organized play rewards. This big stompy Imperial trooper with a flamethrower, and this paladin-looking dude with this ridiculous gold armor, vaguely Greek-looking, I guess, with the design on the helm and the Zeus on the shield. Excuse me. What were the Greek armored forces called? Hospitalers? Hospitalers? I don't remember, but that name sounds familiar. And then here's the store finder. I mean, fuck, if the teeny little podunk town I live in has a Games Workshop store, then chances are your teeny little podunk town, if you live in one, might have a Games Workshop store too. If you're ever interested in getting into organized Games Workshop play, which, like any hobby that has the organized play, be it D&D or whatever, is probably the best way to start in the hobby, because they just make it so easy to onboard into whatever hobby. So yeah. What's this? Warhammer: The Old World, where it all began. New rules for morale and psychology on Warhammer Fantasy, both usable for Dragon Ogre. Yeah, because that's what we need. Both usable for the board game and the role-playing game. Morale, always big thing, especially in skirmish things. That's one that doesn't come up enough. Resolve in Wretched or Morale. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on. Weather must be changing. The bad guys are losing. The players are winning. So logic would dictate run away, but that's one of those rules. And here's some very specific rules for very specific play for Warhammer that you could use for one or the other. And as always, they're free to download. Dice Tales informs me that hospitalites were a military order of the Crusaders. Okay, so why am I don't know where got Greek from then. Thank you for correcting me. Blah, 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 blah. For Necromunda, we've got a new rogue doctor and a new place to hang out. So rogue doctor, street doctor, whatever you want to call him. This would be perfect for a cyberpunk campaign as well, or just any. I could see him in Star Wars too. So here's a good multi-purpose sci-fi figure. Tell me where it hurts, Billy. Tell me where it hurts. He's just coming at you with his chainsaw. And here's different ways to mod him and some more mods for him. He's got some different faces you could use. And then here's his little cards to go with him. And that's about it. So we've got a street doctor. White Dwarf number 495 is out. It's got in it, amongst other things, new rules for boarding actions, kill team, and war cry. You used to be able to get this in the game stores. I'm assuming you can still get it at the Games Workshop store, but I don't think most FLGSs carry this anymore, do they? It's nice to know that White Dwarf is still going, and Dungeon Magazine and Dragon Magazine stompled. Next week, we've got the Flesh Eater Courts for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, subtype of a skeletal undead ghoul type of things. And we've got some big stompy mounted figures. We've got some ghoul mounts here, a winged ghoul, a enhanced ghoul, super duper mega ghoul. Bah, 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 bah. And then for 40K, here's a good standard Imperial starting army. Middle Earth, we saw these guys last week. They guess they're still pushing them. And they've added to them. So I guess these are the commanders and these are the troops. Remember these guys from the Lord of the Rings guys? They were all green and they came down and they just ate the battlefield. And Aragorn's like, you fulfilled your oath. Go out. Get out of here. You've been waiting in Stacy's for like 300 years. So yeah, I guess you'd paint these guys green. Glow in the dark green even. And notice once again, no legs, because Warhammer hates legs for some reason. I guess it's like AI art and it's AI art's hatred for hands. Warhammer just doesn't like legs. But yeah, you do like a glowy green, I guess, and then something on here to really make these pop up. I want to see somebody paint these. They would just look so cool, I would think, done right. If you could get glow in the dark paint to work right, I mean, for display, yeah, not for real play, but for display, I glow in the dark play, and then set it up in like a shadow box with a ultraviolet light in it to make the glow in the dark paint really pop. Then these guys would just look freaking amazing if I had the talent to paint them, which I don't, but I wish I did. Hi, RPG Grandma. I will do my best, my friend. Look, guys, it's a girl who games. They do exist. She's a bot. She's not real. Pre-orders for Christmas. We got some codexes, another codexes. This Mecha Lich dude, perfect for sci-fi, perfect for, horror fantasy, perfect for Star Wars. I mean, it's General Grievous with just 2 arms, Mecha Lich, half robot, half lover, all danger. And then I don't know what this is. I think it's a person. He's got one leg here and another leg. So I guess he's supposed to be standing on the rock. I'm assuming it's he, but it could be a she as well. Is that a hand? What is this hand attached to? Is it coming out of his shoulder pads? And then nothing over here. And then these little globs of fungus, I guess, up here. And another glob of, I don't really know what this is supposed to be. Yeah, I like his little staff thing, though. Oh, here's this dude. Again, Robo Lich Spellcaster. Again with the feet. But this one has got these chain things to support him. And it's got this weird double glaive something another going on. Yeah, this figure's almost too busy. And here's another take on the same dude, or dudette, depending upon your point of view. This one actually works almost, except the hand. The hands don't work, but the pole armor is reasonable. The placement of the hands is reasonable. The bladed chain things aren't too cumbersome. The hand doesn't really work for me, but everything else, this guy makes the most sense of all the ones we've seen so far. And then apparently they decided to give him a gun. And then I guess this is their unit. So we've got our little space liches here and some subservient space liches and then some space lich spiderlings. And then this weird looking War of the Worlds mech, but has 4 legs instead of 3. And a big stompy gun on its head, which would make it top heavy, and it would fall over the very first time it fired the gun. Looks like we've got some more cards coming out, some dice. Why? Hey, you could just go to the liquor store and get a box of dice for $1.99, or you could spend $40 to get green dice. Another new codex coming out. Another new codex coming out. Stilt boy here. That makes no sense. That just makes nobody would do this. This is dumb. Some type of armored mech unit. These are called the Abductus Mechanicus. Of course they are. A lot of stuff coming out for Christmas. New kill team. This one. I love this one. Such a 1980s G.I. Joe Space 1999 feel to it, It just looks like some toy you would have if you were a kid in the 80s. That's just so classic. Some more mecha goat dudes, mecha dragon thing here, and another mecha lich. This is cool. Ashwash Outpost. This would be good for anything. Some starter sets, of course, for Christmas. A Warhammer scarf for the Warhammer player who has everything in your life. Get him a Warhammer scarf and a Warhammer beanie, because apparently it snows in the Empire. The Christmas pin set featuring the Christmas mascot. You could order Christmas socks featuring the mascot and a squig. And that's all your pre-orders that if you order now, you should hopefully get by Christmas, as long as it's, in stock at the America warehouse. If it's in stock in the European warehouse and they have to ship it with the way shipping is going right now, you might get it this decade. Yay. RPG Grandma assures us that she is not, in fact, a unicorn, that she does actually exist. We all know she's a bot. There's no girls in gaming. They don't own General Grievous. I mean, you could get one of those and paint him to look like Grievous, but Grievous is Star Wars. And Star Wars has its own skirmish game. We can look that up. There you go. So that's all the Warhammer this week. If you are a Warhammer type person, head on down to your Games Workshop store. Use the locator to see if you have a Games Workshop where you live. But like I said, if I've got one, then chances are your teeny little town has one too. And if you live in a real town like New York or Kansas or whatever, Los Angeles. Is Los Angeles a real town? I'm not sure. Then you probably definitely have one. Just saying they need lightsabers. They can't call them lightsabers, Grandma. That's copyright. They can call them energy swords or laser swords. I'm doing hand quotes, but of course you can't see it. But yeah. All right. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Let's go look at a different miniature one in a few minutes because I don't want to waste a lot of time if I don't have to. So let's take a break and we'll be back with Star Wars because RPG Grandma wants to look at Star Wars figures. So let's look at the Star Wars skirmish game next. Till then, that's Games Workshop's Tuesday. Join me every Tuesday for this. If you want to see me continue to do it, let me know. If you don't want to see me continue to do it, then let me know because, new year, new things. What do you want to see me do in 2024? And if you've got Christmas money to spend, please consider buying my merch. If you haven't subscribed to the OGGM Adventures yet, looking at you, please subscribe. Help me hit 2,000 by the end of the year. We can still do it. And I'll talk to you all in a minute.